Hi. Hi. What's up? Turn this audio down. Welcome to yet another live stream. We're not guessing video games this week. Hi, Dumb Angel. Hi, Bald Baby. Apologies for the mustache. Hi, John. How are we? Here we are. Hi, Matthias. Need to find a good volume for this. Let me just check. Monitoring. Testing, testing. Ooh, a bit quiet. Let's do that. That sounds good. Anyway. This is the OC. Something a bit left field this week. Basically, while I was in lockdown, I'm repeating this song manually, by the way. Sound off, sound on. If you want to hear the original, this is Phantom Planet's California. This is the OC. So while I was in lockdown, I watched some trashy television. I watched 24, which was, you know, not great. Not too bad. I watched Prison Break, which was pretty bad, but you know, Wentworth Miller pulled us through. And I watched this little show here called The OC. And I loved it. If you don't know, The OC was a teen drama in the mid-2000s. And it was a bit of a sensation, at least for the first season. And I genuinely think the first season is some of the best television ever to have happened. What is this? Do you call it the OC or the OC California? Just the OC. It's like One Tree Hill, yeah. I remember it being a big hit here in Australia. More so than One Tree Hill was. And basically, it's about this guy in the top right here called Ryan Atwood, who is from the poor suburbs, who goes to the rich suburbs to live with the rich family and mingle with the rich people. And I don't know. I just wanted to play the mobile game because it's by Gameloft, who you might know as a studio very close with, but not a part of Ubisoft, and they made a lot of mobile games back in the day for Ubisoft. Hello, Radiant Viper. Hello, everyone. Let's just jump into it. New game. So this is on J2ME, so you can imagine this on flip phones or like Nokias and that kind of thing. New game. Welcome to Orange County, where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Yeah, this is a Gameloft game. And this is a reskin of a game called Miami Nights. And there was another game called New York Nights in the same series. And they were massive. In fact, we should click the Get More Games. Anyway. Basically, after The Sims, it was always interesting to me that there wasn't a lot of games following in The Sims' footsteps, you know? It was like The Sims was the biggest game in the world, and no one kind of followed it up. Turns out, on mobile, there were tons of games like The Sims. So who should we be here? Ryan's kind of the lead of the show, you know. Seth, yeah, maybe we should be Ryan. It's wish fulfillment. The star is his favorite stat, so he loves his style and his attitude. Seth loves his style and his intelligence. Marissa, maturity and attitude. I don't know if maturity is how you describe Marissa. And Summer's intelligence and attitude. Fantastic Robocop vid, thank you. So the pixel art is good, and you'll see in a second why. So I'm going to be Ryan, because he's the star of the show, in the top right there on the left, hanging out. Prom night's coming soon. Problem is you've been accused of stealing a car and everyone is on edge now. It's up to you to set things right. So as I was saying, Gameloft made a game called Miami Nights. And it was this sort of social game where you were sort of a player down in Miami. Is that too loud? Is that too quiet? Whatever. And it looked a lot like this. My phone's ringing. I better answer it. New message from Seth. Hey, where are you? I'm in the pool house waiting for you. We really need to talk. Use the D-pad to move. When you're close to the exit, press OK to leave the room. The pool house is now available. Go talk to Seth in the pool house. Yeah, I got that. So as you can see, there's a timer. It's 8:10 a.m., 8:11 a.m. So there's sort of a rolling clock, which I think is fascinating. We can read. Let's cook. Let's do some cooking. You can only hug or kiss another character once your friendship has reached a certain level. That's good life advice for everyone. There's a Twitter page called The Video Game Advisor, and it's full of little screen caps that say stuff like that. Maybe I should send this in. In fact, while we're here, I'm gonna record this. Anyway. collect the ingredients on the right in your frying pan to win. You fail if you collect 2 wrong ingredients. Okay. Collect the ingredients on... I haven't done this. I've only seen a video of this game. Alright. I need to get that. Oh shit, fucked it. Damn, cooking's hard. Let's try that again. Yeah, Miami Nights. That's... yeah. I'm watching while Starfield is muted in the background to give you an idea of how invested I am. This could make a good Scream game, I agree. So basically, it's this social game with a bunch of mini-games. And in the mid-2000s, these kind of games were incredibly popular on J2ME, and no one's talking about it anymore. You know? So here I am to set the record straight. Damn, haven't seen anything we need. We need that. You have to get them in order? I don't know. We'll get them in order anyway. Cool, cool. Okay. This is a lot like cooking. Look at me. I win. And then my maturity just went up 5. So you do minigames to raise your stats, and it kind of resembles those GBA Sims games I covered a few years ago. You can read magazines to up your intelligence, but lower your style. Or fashion, or whatever that is. Money -5. Anyway, we'll go see Seth. I'll stop holding you up with these minigames. Do you know what Sims game is underrated? The one with RPG elements and Game Boy Advance, I think. Yeah. And that's what this game's a lot like. And that's what these Miami Nights games are a lot like, and these Gameloft games are a lot like. And they had pretty big marketing pushes, and, you know, it was like, text this number to buy the latest mobile game. And everyone would get it on their, like, Razer... what were they? Razer sidekicks? You'd get it on your Razer sidekick, and you'd walk around pretending that you were a part of the OC. This is very much a reskin of those games. If you're just joining us, we're streaming the OC's mobile game. We're taking a break. This last few weeks, we've been doing game shows here on the Micro Me channel. We've been doing Guess the Game. And I thought I'd take a break just to show you a game that's graphics are glitching out a bit. Let's talk to Seth. Adam Brody character. Should we chat or insult? We'll hit him with an insult. Just, he asked to talk to us and we walk in here and insult him. -5 Seth friendship. Nice job on the RoboCop video. Thank you. What's up, Down Under? Just playing some OC. I'm going to apologize, see if I can bring that back. See how doing these actions passes time of the day. Oh no. Don't tell me. Ah. This is classic streaming. Everything breaks. We're trying. In fact, my whole computer's frozen, so this is going swimmingly. Let's stop that. So if you're just joining us, we were playing the OC's game. And I tried to apologize and the whole thing died. Even the character has closed his eyes in despair. Damn, I got a lot further than this when I was testing this out. And we crashed. Alright, we're going again. Apologies for that. Back to it. We'll get there in a second. The OC. The reason I like this show so much is it's extremely earnest. It's extremely soppy. Before we get back into the game, let's get more games. So here we are, New York Nights. That's one of them. You can sort of see the graphics. These games are really popular. I remember these games being some of the most famous J2ME games there were at the time. Midnight Pool, King Kong, the official game of the movie, which, you know, speaks to their ties to Ubisoft. In fact, the guy who started Gameloft is one of the Guillermos, or Guillermos. So, basically, the guy that runs Ubisoft is the brother or something of the guy that runs Gameloft. And so Gameloft made a bunch of Ubisoft games. Okay, well, that's it. Anyway, continuing. I just joined to see this stream and see that Mini-Me's dad is streaming instead. That's right, welcome! If you're just joining us, this is the OC's mobile game. Which is an incredibly soppy but brilliant... I think that the first, like, 7 episodes of the OC are like maybe the best start to a show ever, which I know is a big call, but before I watched this show, I thought this game was I thought this show looked incredibly bad. I was like, why was this popular? I remember watching it as a kid, but you know, don't remember much. Then I watched it, and I'm like, damn, this show's actually something. They brought in like real directors. All right, let's see if the game. We won't insult and then apologize. We'll just start by chatting. We got to talk about our little problem. A bit gangster. Little, this makes punching random water polo players seem like a parking ticket. Good banter. Who would have thought lying to the cops and our girlfriends would turn out to be so bad? I can't ruin everyone's prom for this. See the stuff see the stakes we're dealing with. We know the car went missing from that party at the yacht club, and when they turned up, they found the wife beater and Journey CD in the car. It's obvious you're being framed. How many? There's 4 seasons. You're good looking, bro. Oh, thank you. Have you finished this game already? I haven't. I just feel really bad that I made you lie about my alibi to the cops. Now the girls will be dateless at the prom. So he's being framed for stealing a car, and he's worried about the girls being dateless at the prom, which is good. Welcome to my freshman year. They'll get over it. Seth, this is serious. I could go back to juvie. You could be picking up garbage on the side of Highway 81. That's not true. He's got rich parents. You're right. Orange is so not your color, and you know I'm allergic to cleaning. You know what you need to do? You need to blow off some steam. I'll help explain yourself to Marissa. How do I do that? Hitting that bag would help your attitude. Hi from Brazil. Hi. I'd love if people knew me by a single piece of clothing in one CD. Yeah. One guy's looking like you. Oh, thank you, everyone. It's very kind. Show your attitude by hitting the punching bag. So you can sleep to pass time. And I guess the appeal of games like this back then were... Someone's right over there. Look. All right. We got to memorize. I will focus for a second here. 993. And I put... Do I remember that? 993. It's not even a timer. Look at me go. This is just like punching. Oop, 9932. Look at me. Look at me. This is a Java game. If you're just joining us, 99328. This is the OC's Java game. You win. I won at punching a bag. How do you lose at punching a bag? You break your hand. All goals complete. Nice work. You already look more at ease. Anything else I could do? Tutor some students from Harbour. That'd show Marissa how mature you are. And I hear juries love that stuff. This really is a crisis. The student lounge is now available. Lovely. Hopefully the game didn't crash again. How much was this old phone game at the time? So these games were like $3-ish Australian back in the day. I think the game's crashed again, so maybe we won't get to see much of it. Maybe this will be a real short stream. The OC, flashback to year 7 here. So like these games at the time, they kind of felt... You got to remember at the time, The Sims was really popular. Tamagotchis were really popular. Generally like games about taking care of people or things were really popular, and sort of vicariously living another life was sort of an appeal that was presenting itself with video games. You know, MMOs were just starting to blow up, and there was sort of a draw towards living another life, you know? There was a game called Second Life that was all about that. And so Gameloft's Miami Nights, New York Nights, and the OC game capitalized on that on the mobile front. And the game has crashed again. And that's very sad. Because every time I test, it works fine. We're going to boot her up real quick. Blast through, see how far we get this time. Maybe we'll play as Marissa. Who in theory should have a different storyline at the start, right? Let me just close this. Enable sound, yes. I thought the title was a joke. Holy crap, it's a real game. Yeah. I bet this was an ad in a magazine with a downloadable ringtone for a few extra dollars. Yeah. And back then you could like call a number or like text a number to get a game, or they'd link you to like a download website. It was quite funny. Why the theme song sounds familiar? So look up California by Phantom Planet. Fun fact about Phantom Planet, they have a song called Big Brat that's in Driver 3, and it's very good. Song's also in The Amazing Spider-Man. Anyway, if we're only looking at the start of all these characters' stories, let's try Marissa. Marissa. Bit of an it girl of the time. So her storyline starts here in the lounge. And these are places in the show. They're not 100% accurate, but it's kind of charming to see them. My flip phone is ringing. Crisis Major, meet me in your room. That's something she says. Use the D-pad to move, yep. So you get little storylines for each character, which I think is very... So there are skill checks, and it's very funny. So there's mini games to raise your skills, and sometimes the objective will be like, you know, you need to befriend this person. There's meant to be a person sitting there. See, I could do these video games and lose to something. Look at all this. So they're my relationships on the left, I think, and they're like my stats on the right. So I could, if I play video games, I'll lose 2 style. But I'll gain 7 intelligence. I checked out the Gotham TV show solely because I recognize this dude from the OC playing Gordon. Yeah, that's the only reason I want to check out that show too, because I like this show so much. So let's play some video games. Shoot the asteroids to get points. Press 5 to start. Damn, this really is like full-blown asteroids. Is 5 shoot? Yeah. I don't have a numpad on this computer, so like when it asks me to do numpad stuff, I'm using just the numbers above the keyboard. And this game actually has reviews. So another funny thing about... Oh god. Another funny thing about this era of mobile game is they were bigger than people realize. Like IGN reviewed this game and gave it like a 7 because they give everything a 7, you know? And it was praised heavily, and I can see why, for its production values. Evasive maneuvers. I'm gaining 7 intelligence doing this. If only it were that simple. I feel like I'm getting dumber playing this game. There I go. You lose, new high score, game over. Good for me. And yeah, like having minigames in this game was kind of a novelty on mobile. Like mobile games were very simple. So to have games that kind of looked like RPGs, you know, it was cool. It was a different time. My mum's more popular than me. Let's go to Marissa's room to see, who we seeing? Summer Roberts. Christ, that theme song takes me back. I remember someone made a parody song of it based on a rough, low-income town in Ireland. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a certain group of people watching this stream that understands the OC's popularity, and then anyone younger than that will have no idea what it is or why I'm playing this. I don't know why I'm playing this, honestly. We'll chat to Summer, see why it's code red. I actually liked the OC back then. I was so in love with the main girl. So was everyone. Thanks for coming, Coop. Let's talk about this waking nightmare formerly known as my life. Some, the cops think Ryan stole the car, and then Seth lied to police to cover for Ryan's total lack of an alibi. That's so obstruction of justice. Anyway, fretting about it isn't going to do any good. If we can't go to the prom because of this, heads will roll. Lucky for us, I got a plan. I don't think dressing up as candy stripers, or whatever is going to work. What are you talking about? I'm talking about getting some water polo tool to fall in love with you. You know, one of them framed Ryan. The long loading every time I like press the button to skip dialogue is painful. And I think we've crashed again. So, this game seems like it's a deeper RPG than some of the GBA games. Kinda. I never watched it, but I remember it being promoted everywhere. Yeah. So that's the start of Marissa's story, which has crashed, so we might as well go through the other two until they crash. If you're just joining us, this is the OC's mobile game, but it keeps crashing, so we're just playing the start of each plot line. I knew of the OC due to advertising, but never watched. I thought it was like that housewife show. So until I watched it, and mind you, I did watch a bit of it back in the day, but I fully decided to watch it during lockdown because I was going crazy in lockdown. And I was like really impressed. I think like the first season of this show is maybe like the best teen drama ever in anything. I think it's really good. I think Sandy Cohen's an amazing character. I think all the casting's very good. I know I'm like just an Australian guy in my late 20s talking about a teen drama from 20 years ago here. But if you are into like soppy teen dramas, if you love melodrama, which I do, you know, I'm a big K-drama fan, then I think that you will enjoy this game. I mean, no, I don't think you'll enjoy this game. I think you'll enjoy this show. Let's see Summer's version of events. She's intelligent and she's got attitude. A lot of J2ME games are charming to look back at. Yeah, I agree. So Summer starts in the diner, which kind of like represents the diner but doesn't look super like the diner, and her phone rings. Hey Sum, I'm in your room, come to me, we need to talk. Now I'm interested to see if this is like the same conversation as Marissa was having. Because if so, the order of events here have changed. The OC is the 2000s vibe to Dawson's Creek's 90s vibes. Yeah. Let's talk to Marissa. Going stag to the prom is a fate much worse than death. Some of the prom should be our last concern. Ryan could be going to juvie. Seth is going to be in community service hell. Oh my god, conjugal visits are so not your thing. And Seth doing community service? You know that boy's allergic to helping out. Ryan is definitely innocent. He's being framed by the water polo guys. Those slimy, hairless freaks. Who do they think they are? I'm going to skin them alive. No, I'm going to drown them in. Some of you need to chill out. I know, I'm so stressed out. Maybe you should read some magazines. Distract yourself from all this. Look at me go. Improve your looks by reading fashion magazines in your room. Like, why? I don't know. How? I don't know. Oh, we can change clothes. What would be your top 5 TV shows? I think the OC would be in there. Which speaks to my bad taste. I feel like everyone's shocked when they discover I have bad... Nah, the OC is actually good. It looks terrible from the outside, but it's a good show. And it gets very cheesy. I guess, yeah, that's all the clothes we have. Those water polo guys, such a California problem. I know. A lot of people blame the rise of this current wave of super profitable IP-driven geek culture on Whedon and the broader MCU. The first season is super solid. Yeah, I think the first season of the OC is one of the best seasons of television ever. You know what I mean? I don't know. As for the rest of my top 5 shows, I really like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Maybe that's one of them. Maybe this game has crashed again. Sorry, I had to split that comment up. Okay, no worries. I do like the OC more than Breaking Bad, but I wouldn't say it's better than Breaking Bad. Anyway, let's read some fashion magazines to get our style up. And our intelligence goes down 1. Did you watch Lost 2? I didn't watch Lost. My favorite shows. I did rather like Game of Thrones until it went bad, but you know, so did everyone. Oh, I already did that. I thought there'd be a mini game to reading those magazines. Wow, you seem really relaxed. Now, how should I kill the water polo players? Okay, Sam, you don't want to go to jail either. How about you just learn about how to get revenge? Go read some history books and get some ideas. Student Lounge is now available. Increase your intelligence by studying at the Student Lounge. Look at this pause screen. Look how much stuff there is. There's a schedule. I'm pretty sure you've got to like go to class and stuff at some point. We've got an inventory. We've got it all. Do I have anything? There's nothing in your... Okay. You can buy stuff. That's right. You can buy gifts from Julie to give to your friends to up your relationship with them. It's got a lot of stuff going on. We'll go into the student lounge. Surprisingly high production. You know, we got mini games, we got storylines, we got RPG elements, and I think like if a game like this was on the GBA, YouTubers like me would be talking about it a lot more. We'd all know about it. Everyone would be like, you know, remember that weird OC game on GBA? Even if it was like exactly this level of quality, you know, it would be much more renowned. But being a J2ME game, it just sort of vanishes into the ether, into a game that barely exists. The full gameplay of this game isn't online. You know, you can't watch a playthrough of this game from start to finish. And I would happily record them if it worked, but they don't seem to be, so I might try another emulator sometime. I think we may have crashed, meaning we can try out Seth's storyline, see how his starts. But yeah, basically, I think the main reason I wanted to play this was to tell people to watch the OC because it's good, and if you really like living in the past, check it out. Probs would be on the N gauge because of the aspect ratio, yeah. While it's true that it's also the OC's fault because Seth Cohen made it cool to know who Brian Michaels Bendis was and also like the Strokes, so mid-aughties indie was also the OC's fault. Yeah, like Death Cab for a Cutie is kind of the OC's fault. Phantom Planet is the OC's fault. Apparently the lead singer in Phantom Planet is like the cousin of Nicolas Cage. I think he's a Coppola, which I think is interesting. So crazy what Wheaton did to cinema while Buffy is absolutely goated. That's a fair comment. Alright, let's try out Seth's storyline. But the other reason I wanted to talk about this game is I wanted to highlight that J2ME games are valuable and are high production and are interesting and are special. Wait, what did you say about Death Cab for a Cutie? So Death Cab is in the OC a lot. Actually, I really like Death Cab. Like, I'm not trashing him. Does this have a bad MIDI version of the theme? It does. Listen, I'll turn it up. Let's start her again. Listen to that. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Anyway, we'll try Seth's storyline until it crashes, but how good is that theme song? How good is this show? But yeah, J2ME games, I think I want to make more videos about them. I think I want to highlight them more. I know I made a couple of years ago, and then I played some real bad ones and gave up. But there's some incredibly good ones, and incredibly high production ones. And Gameloft is responsible for a lot of them. And I'm repeating myself, I know. Let's try out Seth's. Like, if Miami Nights was as big a franchise as it was on the GBA, I know that it got ported to the DS and no one really cared, but if it landed as a hit on the GBA, everyone would, at the same capacity that it landed as a hit on the J2ME, everyone would be talking about it now. But because it's on J2ME, no one cares, and people just barely remember Java mobile games. Also, I love the like faux mobile thing at the top. It's great. We're gonna talk. I'm at the house in the kitchen. It's funny that all of these storylines kind of start with the same story, but in a different way. It's like everyone's recollection of the event is different. Also, the Coens didn't live that close to the waterfront. Unplayable. Gameloft made a mobile game for Iron Man 3 that I loved. Okay, interesting. I remember their early iPod Touch stuff I played a ton of. Like, I remember Nova and that Call of Duty ripoff they made. I played a lot of those. And I played their Avatar game, as in, like, James Cameron's Avatar. and that was pretty good. And it's funny, like, sorry, I'm just rambling. Like, IGN and GameSpot reviewed mobile games a lot from like 2004 to about 2010. And it's really interesting how you can find write-ups on these games that would otherwise just be completely sort of untalked about online. Alright, we're talking to him. Dude, if this is about the girls being mad that we can't go to the prom, I don't want to hear it. They're upset that you couldn't come up with a better alibi for me. I'm a spoiled Jewish teenager, Ryan. My skill set is limited to video games, comics, and whining, not lying to police during interrogations. The dialogue in this is good. This is good. Like, they cared. I don't know. You said we were playing cell phone video games and eating assorted varieties of corn chips all night. Which I think is totally believable. I just can't believe this. I would never steal Taryn's car. I'm being framed. Where were you last night anyway? I don't want to talk about it right now. Ooh. Why is he being coy? If I didn't know a heart of gold lurked under that grisly facade, I might be suspicious, Atwood. Anyway, at this point, the girls should be the last of our worries. I agree. Seth, I don't want to have to tell you this, but I heard one of the water polo players asked Summer to the prom. I know Summer likes smart guys with attitude. You'd better work on that if you want to fix things up with her. What do you this is so good. What do you prescribe to enhance my intelligence, Dr. Atwood? Burning down the model home? Giving my grandfather a heart attack? Betting my mum's illegitimate sister? Read some magazines, wise ass. So yeah, the game is basically just RPG grinding your stats up with minigames so you can progress the story. And the writing's pretty good, and the pixel art's fantastic. That's the game. That's the review. Maybe I don't want to make a video on this. We're going to read magazines. It's going to take up an hour. He's reading. His intelligence went up, but his attitude went down. Done. What have I joined? Welcome. This is the OC's mobile game. Hope you're enjoying it. It keeps crashing, so we're not playing too much of it. In fact, probably going to shut down this stream soon when this crashes. You're doing good, bro. Now Summer doesn't think you're a total jackass. Nice try with the witticism, but best to leave that to me. So, you also mentioned the need for attitude. Yeah, you definitely need to work on that. Try my punching bag in the pool house. Pool house is now available. And as we all know, punching a bag is like memorizing numbers. Shall we? The graphics glitch out when you go up here. To the pool house. Good stuff, right? Anyway. Have we crashed? Is this working? It's funny, sometimes you exit and it pulls up the map of all the places you can go. But sometimes it pulls up this like dialogue box here and you can pick it from a list. I don't know what the difference is. I mean, if it's emulated well, I'd give it a shot. Maybe figure out a way to get it on my old Nokia. It'd probably... If you can plug your Nokia into USB or anything, then it'd be really easy to get on there, I imagine. You ever play Crusty Demons on PS2? I haven't. I have a weird memory of watching someone playing it as a kid, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. There's a few motorbike games on PS2 I want to play. I think we've crashed. I think this might be the premature end of this stream. Nice stash, my man. Makes me feel like I'm in this review from the 70s. Very retro and very authentic. Thank you. Appreciate it. I've been working on this stash for a while now. My hair's really long at the moment. I like looking a bit goofy. It's fun. Yeah, nah. That might be enough of the OC game for me, which I tested out and it didn't crash. And now it's crashing all the time. But that's cool. I got work to do. It's just a little short stream this week. And maybe next week we can go back to games. Go back to guessing games. Last couple of episodes we did a bit of guessing games. We played Guess the Game website game where we threw up screenshots and guessed games, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm thinking of doing one for movies. Have you played Insomniac's Fuse? I haven't, although I saw that it lost money for them. I remember when that came out, there was a bit of hype among it. There's a bit of hype around it with the initial Fuse trailer, and then they kind of made it look like Call of Duty, and then no one bought it. Also, the front cover of Fuse is really funny. It kind of looks like everyone's heads are cut off. I'll see if I can I'll show you what I mean. Fuse Xbox game. What is the OC? The OC was a hit 2000s series. If my phone loads here. The OC was a hit 2000s drama. Look at the front cover of Fuse. Look at this. Look at this. It's like, did they use the wrong photo? Why are all their heads cut off? And then you look at like the promotional material for it, and it's the same. It's just this one piece of artwork they used over and over again with all their heads. Like, look. What is this? What's going on here? You know what I mean? I find that really strange. Anyway, that was the OC on J2ME. No offense, but those glasses and that mustache makes you kind of resemble the guy from The Lovely Bones. Take it as a compliment. I wish we got Overstrike and yeah, Overstrike. That's what it used to be called. That game looked cool. But yeah. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're wrapping up. The OC's game didn't work. We'll have a longer stream next week where we play another game. It's the thing about playing all these old games and emulating all these old games that no one's sort of tested out before, or even just playing games from the 2000s. Like, PC games from the 2000s. People complain about how bad PC ports are these days, but there used to be a bit of a... It was really annoying. Like, probably when 3D accelerated hardware came in, playing PC games from like 1998 to about like 2009, you had like the worst ports ever. They were terrible. It was a disaster. And going back to play them, like they're always running too fast, or the FMVs crash the game, or you can't install them. And a lot of that's like compatibility stuff. But then I bought and built a Windows XP PC with a, era-specific graphics card and not emulating at all. And then even playing PC games from the era on a PC from the era is a disaster. It feels a lot like if you were a PC gamer at the time, you were playing Counter-Strike, you were playing RTS games, you were playing Battlefield, but anything that was like ported from the console, like Scarface or Darkened Sky or Mercenaries 2 or Grand Theft Auto 4 or Saints Row 2, like anything that was console first and you played it on PC, it almost felt like it was just going to be a disaster. Don't know how I got on that point. Seth's actor was in Gilmore Girls and it always throws me. Yeah, he was in that horror thriller movie a couple of years ago too, and I really liked it. What game do you play most in your spare time? Either Rocket League, Call of Duty, or Skate 3. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap this stream up. It's been cozy. It's been nice. This game barely has any gameplay online about it, so it's kind of nice just to upload some for documentation's sake. I'll try it out in some other emulators and see if I can get it to run better and not crash. And if I can, then maybe I'll stream it again, or maybe I'll do a full video on it because I want to talk about, how much I think that J2ME games are cool and need talking about. But yeah, otherwise, thank you for joining me. Click like on this stream if you enjoyed this stream. It's a call to action. Watch my new RoboCop video while you're at it. Take care of yourselves. Good. Bye. See you next